After 6 years, I'm finally done with medical school. But now what? You spend all this time dreaming about finishing medical school that when it's actually done, no one really tells you what comes after that. I'm Lasita and I just wrapped 6 years of medical school. The hardest, most transformative years of my life, from late night study sessions to hospital rotations, it's been a journey of exhaustion, growth, and self-discovery. And you know what is the weirdest part of all of this? That once you're done with medical school, life doesn't make any more sense. You go from having a clear structure, exams, deadlines, clinical rotations, to this big uncertain freedom. And it's both amazing and terrifying at the same time. So this phase that I'm currently in is full of questions. I've just finished my exams, I'm waiting for my results. So did I pass? When am I going to graduate? Am I going to do an internship here in Sri Lanka? Am I going to work as a pre-intern in a private hospital while waiting for my internship? Or am I going to work as a research assistant? Do I want to start a business? Likewise, there are a lot of things that I can do, and I'm sure that there are a lot of you just like me in the same position, wondering, contemplating about life and thinking about what are the possibilities and what do I want to do for the next few years of my life. So for the first time, the path isn't clearly written, and that's okay. We don't talk enough about grieving that happens after medical school, like the loss of identity, the burnout, the quiet anxiety of what if I chose wrong. So let me take a few minutes to tell you now what I'm going to be doing. So I literally just finished my exams last week. The natural pathway that I should take is basically to do an internship here in Sri Lanka, which for us is going to happen at some point next year, around September to November time. So what are we going to be doing during that time? So usually here in Sri Lanka, you'd work as a research assistant for a consultant, or you can work as a pre-intern for a private clinic or a private hospital. So those are usually the pathways that most people take. I've decided that I don't want to do an internship here in Sri Lanka for a couple of reasons. For work-life balance and from the financial perspective of things. So in terms of work-life balance, let me tell you a little bit about how the internship here is done in Sri Lanka. So since I'm from KDU, the possibilities are that either I get very lucky and ended up in a hospital here in Colombo, or otherwise I'll end up working in the periphery. And in the periphery, since that's the most likely option for us, is that you'll either be working by yourself, you're going to be the only HO in the world, or there's going to be with you maybe another HO if you're lucky. So that means that you are the sole doctor responsible for all the patients in that ward. Obviously there are going to be seniors coming here and there, but you're the first point of contact, and if there are any emergencies happening in the ward, you're the one responsible to be looking after all those patients. So let's say that in the middle of the night something happens to a patient, you have to run back to the ward because you're the one responsible to be looking after that patient. As an intern, you're going to be working 24/7 in the ward. You don't get to go home, you don't have shifts, right? So for an entire year, you'll be working essentially 24/7. You'll get maybe 1 day vacation every 1 month or 1.5 months, or maybe every 2 months, which technically gives you no opportunity to do anything outside of medicine. You're basically giving your entire life for a year to work as an intern for a hospital. And there is no actual work-life balance there. And that's not something that I want to do. I'm 30 years old, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I know most of my fellow batchmates, they're still in their early 20s, around 24, 25. So they might be able to give away a year of their life to do something like this, and in order to achieve a registration in Sri Lanka. I'm 30, I don't want to put myself in that situation. I want, after 11 years of education, after the biomedical science degree, a master's, and medicine for 6 years, I don't want to do something like this where I give away another year of my life in order to achieve a registration. So from that perspective, work-life balance, I'm not able to achieve that here by doing an internship in Sri Lanka, so that's out of the question. And the other thing is obviously financial. From the financial point of view, you're going to be paid 80,000 rupees, which is technically nothing. I'm currently living on a budget of above 100,000, roughly about 150,000 a month. So 80,000 is not even going to scratch the surface. I don't want to depend on my parents anymore, since I've been dependent on them all this time. So I want to give them an opportunity to breathe and relax finally, not having to look after my expenses here in Sri Lanka. From a financial point of view, again, it doesn't make any sense. And to work as a research assistant where you're going to be paid about 50,000 to 60,000 a month, again, it doesn't make any sense. So since I have the option to go back to the UK, I'm going to now look for a research assistant positions in the UK. Since I already have a biomedical science degree and a master's, I can look for positions like that are basically going to give me an income of about 29 to 30 Great British pounds a year. And for those of you looking from this video from Sri Lanka, that's the equivalent of about 1 million rupees every single month. So it's a huge difference going from a salary of 50,000 to 80,000 to a salary of 1 million. Obviously expenses are much more expensive in the UK, but because I'm going from home, most of my expenses are covered by my parents, for which I will also contribute, but I'll be able to save between 5 to 600,000 rupees every single month. So it makes so much more sense financially to work in the UK compared to work here in Sri Lanka. And if I was to compare the internships programs in the UK and Sri Lanka, in the UK you're working under a contract. You'll be doing shifts of 8 hours. So you're supposed to do 8 hours every day, 5 days a week. So that means you get 2 days of vacation. The weekends usually are given as holidays, vacation, which doesn't happen here in Sri Lanka. So on a typical week, you'll be working 8 hours a day, Monday to Friday, and you'll get a weekend off. Sometimes you get 3 days off. If you end up doing overtime, if you work more than 8 hours, you do 12 hours a day, they tend to give an extra day free. So that particular week you end up with 3 days of vacation rather than 2. You get days off for being sick. You get about 9 days of sick leave a year. You also get 28 days of holiday, paid holidays. That's essentially an entire month out of the 12 months that you'll end up having for free. So you can travel and do anything that you want essentially with that time. So it's a much better work-life balance, and it's also financially more feasible to work in a country like that than in Sri Lanka. So obviously I know that this opportunity might not be available for all those students, local students that are currently studying at KDU or in government universities. But obviously if you do have a chance, doing something like that is so much more feasible. But obviously you have to keep in mind that you will not end up with a registration to work as a doctor in Sri Lanka by doing so. It's going to take me a couple of years to be able to start an internship in the UK, because I just missed the entry admission for internships in the UK, which was in August of this year. Now I need to wait until next year, August of 2026, to send my application. During this 1 year, I'll be doing the PLAB exam, which is also now called the UKMLA exam. And then I'll be able to start my internship in August of 2027. So I have a couple of years for which I'll be working as a research assistant, and that gives me opportunity to work on my business, to work on this channel. So as you can see, I'm uploading a little bit more frequently rather than doing one video every 1 week or 2 weeks. I'm trying to do 3 videos every single week for you guys. So if you have any questions, anything that you guys want me to do a video on, please use the comment section down below and let me know. I'll be reading all of your comments. I'll be replying to all of your comments. So if there's anything specific that you guys want, and if I'm able to do those videos, I'll definitely be doing those videos for you guys. And another thing that I want to do is to travel. I haven't done that in a while. For the past 6-7 years of my life, there are so many different places that I want to visit. So these 2 years gives me an opportunity to do that. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the next few years of my life. Hopefully that gives you an intel about what are the possibilities that you guys have and the opportunities that you should be thinking of during this time. So if you're a medical student who's just about to finish, or you just finished medical school and you're waiting for results, or you're already graduated, you don't know what to do, it's okay, because everyone is going to be in the same position. So take your time, relax, have fun, travel, do all the things that you missed out on for the past 5-6 years of your life by being in medical school. Take your time and try to find a clear path for yourself. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, put down a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.